speaking at the press conference today in Kampala in preparation for the Marriage Conference 2024 to be held at Hotel Africana on the 24th of May this very year. The President Bible Society of Uganda, Justice Mike Chibita, addressed the rising costs and society expectations surrounding marriage. He pointed out that these factors often deter young people from taking the important step of marriage.
You can marry, I think the legal requirement is that you have the husband and wife and 2 witnesses. Everything else is extra and can be dispensed with. So the real requirement is that you have about 5 people and a marriage will take place. The rest of the things are just extras brought on by pressures of society, peer pressure and preference, and maybe because people can afford.
He emphasized that the essence of marriage should not be overshadowed by the extravagant expectations often imposed by society. He urged young people to prioritize the commitment and bond of marriage over the material. The Vice President, Bible Society of Uganda, Dr. Rebecca Nyengeye, reiterated the sanctity of marriage as a covenant between a man and a woman, citing scripture.
So I think, as Justice has mentioned, is that we have a lot of influence that has come in, that my wedding must be like the other person's wedding. And then it begins right from Kuchala, where people have so much to spend over the wedding function and you make it extravagant. But actually what God requires are the 5 people and the church ceremony. And that is gone. Some people just want the function, but they have not thought about it. They don't know where they are going. They just want to walk into it. They want to show off, and they show off the marriage, and then the marriage begins to show on when they are inside there.
She reminded the public that God created marriage, and this divine foundation forms the basis of marital union. She stressed that marriage should not be seen as a temporary arrangement or a status symbol, but a lifelong commitment that requires dedication and thorough support.
The teaching aspect, where we now want the pastors, the people that are going to be equipped to go out and teach, is to remind people that marriage is a covenant. It's not just a show off. It's not a contract that you're going to have it for this day and then when you're tired you get out of it. It is a covenant, and it is a long life covenant. And in marriage, when people take the vows, they say, until death do us part, and therefore it is a long life covenant. And this is what we want all people that are intending to get married.
Justice Mike Chibita emphasized the proactive role that courts play in preventing marriages from falling apart, saying that judicial institutions can intervene to provide support to couples facing difficulties. He highlighted that courts have the ability to mediate conflicts and offer solutions that can help salvage marriages, thereby promoting stability and harmony within families.
Yes, of course, courts, especially now, are promoting mediation. Not just in marriage cases, but in all other cases, civil cases, so that the court is not just a rubber stamp. You want to divorce? Here. You want to divorce? So the courts are being encouraged to look at, is this marriage salvageable? Can the parties reconcile? What is a major problem? And before the courts actually grant the divorce, they are able to talk to the parties and give them a person who can talk to them and see if there is a chance. Sometimes issues are not as major as warranting a divorce or a separation.
Justice Mike Chibita also emphasized the importance of empowering young boys alongside girls, particularly in the context of marriage. As efforts continue to uplift and educate the girl child, it is equally crucial to empower boys to understand and embrace their responsibilities within a marriage.
As the girl child gets empowered, it seems the boy child is either getting neglected or for some reason there seems to be a disconnect. The marriage conference, definitely this is one of the issues it is going to address, because it will tell the boy child, the husband, what their responsibility is, to be the head of the family, to love and respect their wife, and to take on that responsibility very seriously and what it entails. And also to talk to the girl child, to talk to the wife, the lady in the marriage, what their role is, because it is a complementary arrangement.
Paul Bolson, one of the organizers of the event, says the marriage conference is designed to equip church leaders and those in position of responsibility with the necessary tools and knowledge to teach people about the sanctity and the principle of Christian marriages.
This one is very much focused on church leaders and those in positions of responsibility within the churches, to encourage them to go and teach and preach about Christian marriage in their own churches, in their own communities. That purpose behind this marriage conference next week is the same purpose for the marriage conferences in Mbarara, Mbali, Gulu, Fort Portal. Is that while we want to bring the church leaders together, we also want to bring together those who are in positions of responsibility within the churches. These are people who aren't church ministers, they're not necessarily ordained, but they are the people who lead youth groups or the marrieds or children's work. We want all those people to come because they also have a big influence within the communities and within the churches, and can promote Christian marriage to those that they are leading.
The conference will attract numerous church leaders and community figures, focus on reinforcing the biblical teachings on marriage. Participants will be engaged in discussions and workshops aimed at promoting the idea of marriage as a sacred covenant grounded in Christian faith and values. Nora Osende for UCTV News.